And we are live. How are you doing? I apologise once again, as sometimes you must. One must, for being abhorrently late. It's techier than techie things. I just had to pick up something that has 4 wheels on it. It's techie. It's all over the shop. We had a nightmare. Somebody crashed into the back of our car, so we've had to purchase a new one. I hope you're all good. We are T-minus 26 minutes away from a cheeky race start. Shoot. Qualifying sprint. This is the issue that we have, isn't it, chat? That sometimes you don't even know what's going on. FP2 sprint qualifying shootout sprint shoot. No, of course it's qualifying for the sprint, which will happen first thing tomorrow. Shortly thereafter, we'll get ourselves a proper qualifying for the pole proper for the Grand Prix. Does anybody really care about the sprint at this point? What's going on, Ray? I hope you're good. Luke, Brett. Oh, we're having a mare today. It's all over the shop, going back of. Oh, you cannot imagine. But again, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I am Issa Nando, infinitely grateful to each and every single one of you for joining us. Listen, I wanted to get up some bloody. I wanted to show you. I've got so much stuff to show. We'll go through. We'll go through tomorrow during qualifying, and maybe even before the race, because it's techie than techie things. We spoke about the circumstance that you don't beat Matsuyama and Verstappen over the past 5 years in Q3. You just don't do it. He's nailed each and every single one of them, meaning therefore that potentially he might nail this one. But that sector 2 of Oscar Piastri, and I know shortly after your boy clicked the button on what's going on downstairs? Shortly after your boy logged off the stream, Max went quicker, didn't he? But that sector 2 is frightening. Like, it's really, really scary from Oscar that MCL39 with that level of downforce can do that through sector 2. Poo on setting. It's always going to be the way though, as far as that McLaren is concerned. Oh shoot. 1 second. Be back. Cameron Jr. asking me about the new machine with 4 wheels outside. 108 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash a like. I'm grateful to each and every single one of you. Add in infinitum more than you might realise. Not despite your boy having an issue with lateness. You know when your week is just jam packed though. You just can't even like breathe. As soon as I log off here, I've got to go and it's just like chaos. One needs some breathing space, but one shall not, mate. Go on then. We are T-minus 23 minutes away from Spa-Francorchamps sprint quali, and I'm here for it, chat. And again, there's only 8 points at stake, but it could be a critical 8 points as far as the driver championship concerned. It is 8 points. It feels like this is a recurring theme though. It is 8 points that currently separates Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri at the lead at the top of the driver's standings table. It's going to get techier than techie things between those two. It has to. Did you hear, by the way, that Lando Norris had to have his nose operated on it again? I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. I shouldn't laugh. Why are you laughing? It's not funny, is it? Bless Lando. No, of course, he was celebrating in Netherlands last year. Do you know what I mean? And then he injured his nose then. And since, he went to jump on the bloody gate and celebrate with thousands and thousands of fans that had come to see him win his home Grand Prix at the British Grand Prix, Silverstone. And the bloody photographer dropped off the barrier and ended up injuring his nose again. It's like, the guy can't get a break. Do you know what I mean? He's only there to celebrate his British Grand Prix, and the dude falls off the fence and drops into his nose. It's horrible, that is. You wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy. Oh wow, replaying Max Verstappen answering questions about the incident with George. Oh wow, look at this. So we got in the edge. Go on then. Does a great driver necessarily come with an edge? Can you be great if you don't have if you don't have that ability to get your elbows out? I don't know the answer to that question. It's techie. And techie things. Cameron, lad, any danger you have a shave, please? It's true. I'll get it on in the end. But you heard me already, chap. Like it's techie. Did you buy a Benz, Cameron? I cannot confirm nor deny it. And I don't have money for a bet. I mean, a Benz is for rich people. Your boy can't get that. Lando had surgery to remove his head from his. Oh my gosh, buddy shot. The name is very apropos too. No, your dad's settings leak. You've nailed it. Money shot. I'll get there in the end of the shave, but do you know what I mean? Like it's when I go skin on the shave, it doesn't look good. I look too young all of a sudden. I don't want to be. I'm not 18, so I don't want to look like an 18-year-old. Do you know what I mean? Martin Brundle looking at all the incidents between the GOATs, 1990 Suzuka, Prost and Senna. This is a good little segment, this, from Brundle here. I don't hate it, chat. I don't hate it. Senna says, I am aggressive, I am dedicated, and I am committed to my profession as a driver. If you no longer go for the gap, then you are no longer a racing driver. I am very disappointed in you, Stuart, because you are a champion also. And you know, it's chaos. Senna had a very weird steel team, wasn't it? Almost an uneasy stubbornness, an unwavering belief per se. Hearing him talk now, knowing what happened. I was watching, I tell you what, who was I watching the other day? I was watching Manish Pandey. This is an interesting story. We'll go into this and then we'll get into it. T-minus 19 minutes until we get ourselves a cheeky sprint qualifying session. I was watching Manish Pandey on the Chris Harrison Cars podcast. This is one of those stories that you'll never forget, you know. It was really, really good. Obviously, you guys know the storied, tumultuous history between Senna and Prost. And he was talking about, look at this. This is a really good piece, this. The edge. Define the edge in these drivers. If the driver doesn't have the capacity to step over the limit, will they ever get to the limit? You know what I mean? Don't want Damon Hill. Damon Hill was a brilliant driver, but I mean, Adrian knew you had to lie to him to get him to drive the car fast as it could be driven, eh? Go on, let me tell you this story about Manish Pandey. I intended to do it one day, but again, haven't had chance. Manish Pandey described, he was, I want to say he was executive producer potentially on the Senna documentary. And he said that he felt a responsibility to represent his hero Senna in a way that the family would be like, tick, 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 true, true, true. So when the film was finished, obviously the family consulted and corrected and contributed throughout. But when the film was finally finished, Senna documentary on Netflix, if you want to watch it. When the film was finished, he premiered it in, I want to say, either Cannes or Monaco, I can't remember which, and invited the Senna family. So we're talking Senna's sister, his niece, like his nephew Bruno, etc. And his sister still leads the Senna Foundation or whatever. And Manish Pandey said that his sister, like the culmination of it, one of the key inflection points, of course, 88 Senna nailed it, dominant. 89 Prost won, not so dominant, very controversial end. And 1990 was the revenge of Ayrton Senna, right? Same Grand Prix, Suzuka, title decider. And Senna said, you know what, you're going to put Pole on the right position. If you don't put it on the right position, you're going to see what's happening. You're going to see. You're going to find out. F around and find out. They didn't change the grid positions, the starting one of Pole. And Prost duly got a better start than Ayrton and tried to come round, didn't he? And Ayrton said, you know, I'm not having that. So Manish Pandey said that he sat alongside Senna's sister and Senna's niece during the premiere of the film. And he said he could see it was almost tragic again, because in the film he had to bring Senna back to life and then kill him again. It was almost like the gift and the curse, right, of impossibly brilliant theatre and cinema. An impossibly brilliant true story, by the way. But he said that when they showed the 1990 crash, when Senna yeeted into Prost quite deliberately, because Manish Pandey was sat right next to Senna's sister and Senna's niece, there were tears and there was excitement. It was as if they were reliving the circumstance again. And he said that Senna's sister, when Senna crashed into Prost and took him out, quite deliberately, one of the most chaotic scenes that you'll ever see in F1, you could see Senna's sister do one of these. Like, it was as if she was living through it in real time for the first time. I just thought it was a brilliant story. I was like, oh my God, the passion never dies, eh? Can bought a Ford like Max. Oh, I wish I could afford a Ford at this rate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, enough of the throwbacks. Let me see cars on track. Don't hate it, Easy G. We'll get there soon. T-minus 5 minutes and then we're going. Senna, Jim Clark, taken to 100%. Two of the best to ever do it. Especially when you hear Matt Bishop talk about Jim Clark and some of the, I want to say Monza 67. Just bonkers levels. The ability to just come from the back and side through the field as if they're also Rans are not the other best drivers in the world. That's how you know greatness, right? True greatness. At true greatness, you measure it by how you rub up against other greats. You know what I mean? If you're good enough, then you'll do well. If you're not good enough, then other greats will make you look silly. And Jim Clark, I mean, one of the best to ever do it. Max has the fit in there, so rewrite. So I'll rewrite it to include. I don't hate it. Andash is there. He's sniffing around, isn't he? You can't have a greatest of all time conversation without Max, given some of his most recent exploit. Maybe you could argue, if we were playing devil's advocate games and contrarian stuff, maybe you could argue that there is recency bias in there. Maybe, just maybe, or maybe you're giving the achievements, the accolades that they so deserve on their own merits. Senna didn't want to continue. That I know, lady engineer thoughts that the legendary Dr. Sid Watkins said that he could see it in the whites of Ayrton Senna's eyes. Why don't we just retire and go fishing? Why don't we do that? Sid implored of Ayrton, and Ayrton responded, I can't. This is who we what. You can't separate the sport from the sports athlete. Senna would be crucified with these snowflakes. BX gonna you raise the pertinent point. It'd be different now, wouldn't it? Just a little bit. It would be different. Head to head, Oscar versus Lando. Loser buys 50 subs. Let's go, Money Shot. Anyone for a bet? Who have you got, Money Shot? Have you got I think if you got Lando, this isn't the place to have Lando, to be honest. Michael was the best. Lewis is the undisputed GOAT, but Senna is the F1 god. I missed it. F1 god, there you go. Quite apropos. Senna would be 65 years old now, Lukey. Incredible. No one can imagine Senna growing old and not in a car. As tragic as his end was, it feels right for him. Died doing what he loved. I don't think he would have done it any other way. They spoke about this on a Matt Bishop, friend of the channel's podcast the other day. That if you brought Jim Clark back, or Ayrton Senna, or I don't know, I'm trying to think of another, Ratzenberger, Antoine Hubert, Jules Bianchi, I think they would have done it all over again exactly the same way. I don't think they would have made another decision. That they would have carried on doing what they did, what they love to do, even if it cost them their life. This is it's weird, isn't it, chat? It's really, really strange that we have this conversation like this at the start of a sprint qualifying session. It's very, very, it's apropos, but it yields a sense of an unease. We're talking about Jordan. Match transcends the sport, and in the conversation with Tiger, Jordan, Messi, men amongst boys. I don't hate it, Blade. I don't hate it. YouTube stops my feed every time I get an advertisement. It's so no. What's going on there, Lazy? What is going on there? Sorry to ruin your party, but Birdie's the guy. I mean, he's in with a shout, to be fair, John. He's in with a shout. I wrote Michael was the greatest. Lewis, yeah, I got it. And that's you're a legend. Go on then. We are T-minus 1 minute away, and I need to get myself some metrics up, do I not? This time round. Sort your life out, Cameron. And we're good to go. And again, these metrics on the left and the right, bottom and the top, will be brought to you by the legends over at Multiview. Do yourself a favour. Go and download it. Support them because they support us. Not monetarily, of course, but I mean, their team is not a bad team, worthy of praise and credit, some might say. Right, what are we doing here? Let's go. Going in a minute. I hope everybody's doing well today. Me too, Bilbo. It's Bird and Magic saved the NBA. Bloody Norway. We were talking about Formula One's not doing the heavy lifting since we're spending all our time talking about. I mean, we've done boxing to death, done the UFC and the press conferences, and what F1's doing so wrong as far as facilitating, re-energizing the attention dollars being spent on the weird and wacky world that is the one that F's. Cameron, how far can you hit a 7 out of mate? Golf. I will talk about sports. Do you know what I mean? Pull any sport shy of like some weird things like bowls, but any sport not named golf, and I'll be able to play it, but not anymore. Am I early? I might be a little bit early, you know, chat, but whatever. We am I really that early? I didn't think I was that early. No. We're going in a minute. Oh shoot, I was early. You know what? It makes a bloody change, Cameron. Let's go, used. I'm early for once. 30 minutes till qualified. You know what I said? It was a bit techie sometimes, but yeah, no. We've got to go a bit early sometimes. Sometimes maybe I go away and come back and take some time. No, we won't do that. We're here early and we're here to stay. 235 of you watching. That's penance, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Karmic justice for all my late. Thought I was late and was indeed early. T-minus 30 minutes until we get ourselves a cheeky sprint qualifying. The broadcast has just kicked off now. So your boy was actually early. Only 10 minutes early. 39. I know. Can you do me a favour, chat? If we have 250 of us in here concurrently, can we at least get to 100 likes, please? I mean, if you like the stream, then like the stream. Get it? Now you know how I know, Jackie Chan. It's only right. It's only fair. Listen, karmic justice sleeps and rests for no one. Isa, that has been paid. A Lannister must always pay his debts. I agree with you. You on Peter Windsor, fries and mayo, David, is nasty work. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree with Mr. Peter D. Windsor, friend of the channel, one of the goatiest F1 journos to have ever goated. On fries with mayo. It makes me wretch. Crackosaurus, you're a legend. 61 likes. We're going to get to 100 soon, I'm sure. More a linguist than a sport. I know, money shot. That's sadly the that is my lot. That is my lot. Cameron, please say my name out loud. I beg you. I beg you, please. Go on, let's have a go. I'll always take up a challenge of the phonetic variety. Aditya Shrikar. Aditya Shrikar. I reckon it's Aditya Shrikar. Aditya Shrikar. I tried Aditya. I apologise if I butchered it. I just fries and mayo, John. Don't do it. No, we can't do that. Mayo in general, I agree with you, Easy G. I'm gonna have to get a cheeky fries. No, Jackie Chan, don't do it. That's when I heard Peter say that, like I almost threw up in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll be honest with you, it's just chaos. Poutine, no, I'm not a big fan of poutine either. Let's go, Biggs 999. Trinidad in the house representing. A bit of TNT action. Your boy went early today, so we're just riffing. We'll riff. In fact, you know what? Since we're riffing, let's get there's Daniel Valente on Twitter for those of you who are so inclined. always does a brilliant summary of all the stats and facts, the things that you need to understand going into this weekend's Belgian Grand Prix. I'll read some of them out to you, the most pertinent ones. We'll go through them before the race proper. Disagree. Agree to disagree, Ron Real. Ron Real. Desculpa. Fries and what are we doing? Garlic is undefeated. I don't disagree with the garlic being undefeated. But fries and mayo. What sort of mouth breathers are we? Go on then. Belgium Grand Prix, the most wins. Michael Schumacher on 6. Sir Lewis and Ayrton Senna, about whom we just talked. Joint on 5. Jim Clark, Kimi Raikkonen on 4. Fangio, Hill, Vettel, Max Verstappen are each on 3. Albert Ascari, Prost on 2. Most wins by team. Ferrari have 14. McLaren have 12. Red Bull have 6. And so too Mercedes have 6. Lotus on 5. Most wins by grid position. 36% of the time, if you drop it on pole, you get yourself a race victory. 24.5% P2. P3 4%, weighted towards P1 as per usual. Most polls, Lewis Hamilton on 6, Juan Manuel Fangio on 4, Senna on 4. I don't trust this again. Where's Max? Because Max has dropped it on pot. Well, anyway, we'll get to that. Transposition error. Most polls by team, Ferrari 13, McLaren 11. Most podiums by driver. Here we go. There we go. Most podiums by driver, podiums. Lewis has 11, 9 for Schumacher. Alain Prost 7. Senna has 6, so too Vettel. Bruce McLaren, Kimi Raikkonen and Max Verstappen each have 5. Jim Clark, Mansell, Damon Hill, Mika Hakkinen have 4 apiece. Most podiums, Ferrari, blah, blah, blah. Recent winners. Lewis Hamilton won in 2024 last year. 23, 22, 21, all Max Verstappen. 2020 was Lewis. 2019 was Charles Leclerc. Not bad around here is modern day Jean Lazy. Recent pole sitters. What is this? I don't believe it. 2024 Charles Leclerc. What are you? No. 2024 Charles Leclerc. I don't trust these because I know they're wrong now. Yeah, that's rogue. Max Verstappen is that. Let me read. I'm going to read you out this. Daniel Vallante's got his things wrong, I think. And I'm not going to read them out again because I know them to be wrong. Recent pole sitters, he's got 2024 Charles Leclerc, 23 Charles Leclerc, 2022 Carlos Sainz, 2021 Max Verstappen. Well, we know that to be wrong already because Max dropped it on pole last year, didn't he? Because it was a god tier lap. Nonsense. I'm not going to read out any more of these because I don't trust their veracity. People will call me an absolute noob reading wrong statistics out. It's a good job that your boy Cameron's got his head screwed on properly, eh? The age of information ruined. Oh no, a lot of the food for me. English peas full of Dutchies. I don't blame you. Don't use any sauce for anything. Barbecue sauce bangs. I won't have anybody say anything different. But I mean, you can take or tomato ketchup. I'll take or leave it. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes. Cheeky chat between one Craig Slater and one Lauren Meckies. What advice has he given? Christian Horner's been in touch with Lauren Meckies. Fair play. Giving Lauren Meckies advice. Imagine that. You get sacked and you've got to mentor your successor. No thanks. I'm all right. We're not interested. Don't even be like, no, it wouldn't happen. No rain on my radar. Techier than techie things, says John Ferry. Let's go. It's freaking humid. Oh, Easy G, asking the pertinent questions, the $64,000 ones. Do we think Max can drop this on pole? You live and die by sector 2. No, pun not intended. Sector 2 will be you win or lose the pole for Spa-Francorchamps if you are Max or you are Oscar on the battleground that is Sector 2. Jekyll and Hyde of track, right? Sector 1, Sector 3, very different as far as its circumstance to the twisty turns that so characterise Sector 2, around which McLaren's MCL 39 iteration is just god tier. They've tapped on more downforce. They're just super strong around there. 1 second down the road in Sector 2 alone. Now, of course, there will be offset in Sector 3, but not 1.1 seconds worth. Imagine. Unbelievable, Luke. I cannot believe I'll never live that down. Such a noddy mistake from you, boy. And it's not as if it's always the way with these mistakes. It's not as if I didn't know. Of course, I knew that Oscar Piastri is an Aussie. Of course, I knew. But again, in the heat of the extemporaneous speech moment, your boy dropped the ball massively. On that occasion, I didn't pass the Mendoza line, let alone get near to batting 1,000. I was a gazillion miles away. Lauren looks like, oh my gosh, Brett. Don't disagree, Brett. Do you know what I mean? If there's a car on track, we're here for it. Cameron said, let's go, Jomo. Let's go. You know what I mean? It has to be done. Max is inevitable to the end. I will not count him out. Bet against Max Verstappen if you want to lose your money. That's the only time that you bet against Max Verstappen. Still for Lee, come on, numpty. So you got to own it sometimes, eh? Some of the times I criticise people for saying Le Mans. I mean, I mean, there's a difference in extents and that kind, eh? Le Mans. I'd argue that that's, well, you know what, to be fair, maybe I'm worse saying that Oscar Piastri is from New Zealand, calling him a Kiwi. That might be worse, actually, than Le Mans, to be fair. You couldn't offend Aussies and Kiwis alike more if you tried. Really bad. Are we going to interview Lauren Meckiers anymore? For Pete's sake. Bring back Christian Horner. I'm falling asleep at Lauren Meckiers. Like, what are we doing? I miss... look, never more than now have I missed Christian Horner. Give me something... Give us something interesting about which we can speak. Any of them was called Scotty? Oh, no. No. An Irishman, if ever you've seen one. Oh, let me say this up front and central. Issa, I've never made a techier error than that. It's polemic. Not very good. Let me say this at the outset. Thank you guys each and every single time. This community that you are building and that I'm assisting with, it ceases to exist if you guys don't show up to streams and banter back and forth and argue respectfully. And so I make no apologies for labouring that point, for reiterating it, for flogging a dead donkey and repeating it more often than you guys would like. But it's important that I am grateful for you guys, elated peddlers, that you donate, that you come and just speak. Like, grateful. Thank you as a turn of phrase doesn't do the extent of gratitude justice, not the length nor the breadth nor depth of it. One less character in the F1 game. I know, modern day John. I think it's just dawned on me just now as we were forced to endure Lauren Meckies. Brett, how very dare you? I mean, there are some. I know, yeah, no, she's heavily pregnant, isn't she? How people not going to show for these streets? I know, you're a legend, mate. I appreciate you. And Jomo, God tier level moderation, as always. There are those who say that Naomi's got a fantastic personality. There are those, Brett. Aussie and Kiwis adopt each other. It's techie, that, Brett. It's techie. Oh, and by the way, listen, there's merch. Jomo's just dropped a legend with a time in Just dropped a link in the chat. If you like yourself some God tier merch, then feel free to get that link. If you want to become a member, get yourself access to the Discord. Get priority 9 times out of 10 in the chat. The chats like these. Then you know what to do. Just after you click the like button, if you like the stream, then like the stream. Do yourself a favour and click the join button bottom left of your screen. Wouldn't you believe that Naomi's married to a rapper called Behave? Behave yourself, Andash. Where do you get this from? I don't believe that for a second. AMUS again reporting Matsgate. They state the performance clause would perish after the standings of the Belgian Grand Prix, which makes 0 sense. You're getting different reports, Peter, depending on who you listen to, you get the. So ESPN reported yesterday that it's after Hungary. AMUS, who are probably more reputable, more connected to all things Formula One than are ESPN. Apparently, Peter said that they said after Belgium. Why after Belgium, though? It's like weird, isn't it? Race 12 makes sense. Summer break makes sense, but Belgium, race 13. Do the thummy thingy. John, you're a legend. If you like the stream, then like the stream, and that means smash the thumbs up, please. 265 of you watching concurrently, and I'm grateful ad infinitum. We are T-minus 15 minutes away from a sprint quali. Still don't know how I feel about sprints, I'll be honest. Just inject it into my veins. You're a legend, easy. Absolute legend. Horner is a victim of himself. Very well put there. I like what you've done there, Ben. Very apropos. He's a victim of himself. I think if you're going to make an epitaph for the Red Bull racing career of one Christian Horner, I think you could say that. Christian Horner is a victim of himself. That's very well put, that is. Shakespearean almost. Horner gone, Max staying. Let's move on. Ray, go on and let me address this. There is a thing. Look, there are multitudinous bete noir that I have and hold on to as far as Formula One's concerned. There is this thing as if just because it's an F1 snobbery. So when we're talking about the news as and when it breaks, the twists and turns, is Max going to go? Is he not going to go? Just because I am invested in those twists and turns doesn't mean necessarily anybody else has to be. But this is our channel, our community, and we enjoy learning the. I'm not just going to report in a couple of months' time when we find out whether Max Verstappen is leaving. You're not just going to get one video saying breaking news, Max Verstappen leaving. That, for me, in my humble opinion, is boring. I see gazillions. I'm going to go scorched earth here. You'll forgive me. I see a gazillion comments saying, "Oh wow, Cameron, just talk about the news." No, the news is it's an Overton window as far as the F1 beat, isn't it? It changes from day to day. We've just gone over a couple of different examples. Peter says AMUS are saying after the Belgian Grand Prix, null and void the performance clauses. Elite ESPN yesterday said that it's after Hungary. Do you know what I mean? Race 40, then that's when the performance clauses null and void if there aren't the parameters within which they can be affected for. So I mean, I say all that to say this, that the news, the F1 beat doesn't miss a beat. It evolves by the seconds, you know what I mean, to 2 decimal places. So I think it would be boring and lazy. I was talking to Baxter about Andrew Benson, one of the god tieriest ones, in my humble opinion, BBC. He writes 2 articles a week. Have you seen the news, the mixed martial arts news beat? They're every day. What's going on? What's happening? Football, Fabrizio Romano reporting. It's this, it's that. He's going to sign. He's not going to sign. Amarim this football, Ronaldo. The news beat is like this. And F1 news beat is no different. It's just that there are so few people covering it in a way that in my humble opinion, does it justice. Benson writes 2 articles a week, for Pete's sake. What's he doing? What, just like finding out information in the background? What? There was a Zach Brown. I'll give you a good example. I'm moaning here, and indulge me a second before we get into some sprint quali. But there was a news piece on Zach Brown, and again, I'm peeling back the fourth wall. I make no apologies for doing that, not on this occasion. Joe May, you're an absolute legend and far too kind as always. Please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 50,000, 1,000 away from 50. Cameron's big hair reveal drops. Oh, the humanity. We might have to do it. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. I don't care, Joe, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm devoid of pomp and ego. I want that to be one of the strengths of the channel. I was going to say something pertinent. Oh, yeah, Benson. Last week, there was a story about Zach Brown who went on a podcast, NSL, I want to say, and said, you know what, about Christian Horner, I'm not surprised. Your boy's on the beat every single bloody day. That's why we can do the 2 videos and pull up pertinent F1 threads. I'm trying out here. I feel like the parameters within which we operate are sufficiently broad. The stories change and they move and they flex and evolve. So two videos is like the minimal that needs to get done. That might even be too little. Like when the channel's in its final form, we might move up to 3 videos a day because there's stuff always going on. Zach Brown had said some words to this effect, that he wasn't surprised necessarily that Horner got fired, just on the timing of it. It was mid-season. That happened, I want to say, 5 days ago. As soon as I saw, we were jumping on here talking about it because it's important. The Overton window, F1 beat never sleeps. Benson and co, the rest of the mainstream old school F1 media, were talking about it like 48 hours later. Like no, what happened to urgency? It upsets me, to be fair, because every other sport that I watch, every other endeavour, whether it's politics, etc., every other endeavour that I watch, it's always like, I get the news, it happens, I come out, somebody's reporting it, Ariel Hawani, UFC, Luke Thomas, UFC, mixed martial arts. You know what I mean? It's like... Meanwhile, in F1ville, take your time and come up. No, change it. And that's what I'm looking to change. Lazy, you're an absolute legend. My stream is freaking out, so let me drop on my favourite bit. You're a legend. The man, the myth, the legend, Cameron F1. Just in case I get disconnected. I appreciate you, Lazy. Maybe come out and jump back in. Let me know, chat, if anybody... Lazy's a different calibre. I appreciate you, sir. If anybody else is having... Cameron's getting... wax board. I don't know about wax. But maybe bold. Do me a favour. If anybody else is experiencing difficulties like Lazy, then drop a 1 in the chat. If everything's fine, drop a 2 so I know. Or maybe I have to do something. I know, Lazy, you're a different calibre. I appreciate you, mate. Far too kind. Lazy, different type of legend out here. Okay, all good. You're a legend, League. Thank you, guys and girls. Real question though, why factually would Merc be considered great in 2026? Length and breadth of service? No. Thank you, guys. You legends. All good. Lazy, just come out and come back in, mate. That might be something your end, I think. Stream is perfect. Let's go. Norris bottle job incoming. But no, this is different now. A bottle job is where you have all the tools necessary. I'd say if Lando can overcome his not insubstantial foibles, the fact that this track doesn't suit his driving style necessarily, the fact that Oscar is on the ascendancy and will be keen to effect for some vengeance, a dish best served cold. I think Lando would be outperforming. If Lando gets this, we're going to have a conversation. Just like we had to do after Monaco when he dropped it on quali and I didn't think he'd have it in him then. If Lando out-qualifies Oscar in sprint or quali proper, then we've got to have ourselves a conversation. We've got to reappraise for all of the mental fortitude, lack thereof and all this stuff. Because that's different then. Because Oscar should, given that this is his favourite track, that the circuit as a circumstance suits the way he likes to drive, twisties of the high and medium speed variety, then, I don't know, then Lando's straight back in it, eh? 8 points. What's the difference? 25, 18, 7. The gap would be 1 point if Lando wins and Oscar comes second. Oh, the humanity. But then factor in sprint. Oh, it's all to play for, eh? Another 8 points. Oh, the humanity. Maybe they'd end all level. If Lando, go on then. The gap in the drivers is 8 points between Oscar in first and Lando in second. If Lando wins, so let's say Lando does a Grand Slam, smashes the qualifying, both in sprint and the race proper, nails the sprint. Oscar finishes second. That's 1 point. Oscar finishes second in the race proper, and Nando finishes first. That's another 7 points. They'd be level. Just halfway through the season, and they'd be level over humanity. Oscar C looks good, doesn't he? He looks ready to go. They said on the broadcast that Oscar normally plays. He's like Bjorn Borg in Wimbledon. He normally plays his way into the crease. He gets better over the course of the race weekend. Now he's already bloody top in the timing sheets. The one chance that Lando had, you would argue, is that Oscar's sleeping early and then maybe he could get himself a sprint pole, maybe. But now, I don't know, chat. I don't know. Going Oscar, to be honest. If it's not Max, then you go Oscar every single time, though. Should have won the last 2 races. I don't care what anybody said. In Austria, he had the opportunity at turn 6, but he's decided that after you, Claude. Do you know what I mean? He declined an open invitation from Lando, which is, I know you don't normally overtake them, but the gap was so wide. You don't normally overtake him Baku, where he overtook Charles, nor Lewis, where he overtook him, nor the Italian Grand Prix Chicane 2, where he overtook Lando. So he's never stopped Oscar before. I thought he was going to nail it. I don't know. I was convinced he was going to nail him. Convinced. Wet race better than Lando. True. If it's a wet race, then it does one of these. More towards Lando and Max. Or more towards Max and then Lando in that order. But I want Lando purely because I'm British. Clive, ever the patriot. British bias. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. At the last words of somebody. Dude, I don't buy it. Oscar really bombed last week. No, he didn't bomb though. He made a mistake, didn't he? He was brilliant all race weekend. Apart from that mistake that he didn't need to make. Cam, what are the qualifying odds this time? I'll tell you off the top of my head because I looked not long. It will be Oscar, and then it will be Lando, and then it was Max, and then it was Charles. Let's go through them. I'll tell you them again. It's interesting that I saw somebody talk. Nobody see this again in other sports. They always talk about the odds. UFC, a main event can't happen without them saying, "Oh, Max Holloway is your plus or your minus 150 betting rate." Just for context, do you think they do that in Formula One? Although I saw it the other day on the official F1 website. I wonder, ladies and gentlemen, where they might get that from. I wonder. I couldn't possibly think where they might get that from, talking about odds. Maybe they're looking at other sports. And by the way, since we're giving out tips to Formula One, UFC on Twitter, when a main event's on, if there's a famous person tweeting about it, they just put the tweet up. Max Holloway's up 3-1 going into the fit. Do you know what I mean? Why don't we do that why doesn't F1 do that? A cheeky tweet. So many ideas. Peter Windsor's given them a gazillion and they do nothing about it, but you know what? I digress. 88 over 23. Oh my gosh, Max Verstappen 4-1. Don't do it to me. 20% of the time they say Max. Am I going to have to move on this chat? Don't bet the eventuality, bet the line. No. Go on then. Qualifying for the sprint, which will be 15 laps, 7 kilometers long, 360 miles an hour, 102 elevation in meters, 15 laps for the sprint, no mandatory pit stops. Rain's gone away, says Crofty. Blue skies. Go on then, let's get ourselves a qualify. I don't hate qualified. The more qualified, sprint or otherwise, the better, in my humble opinion. Do you know what I mean? Not that I know anything. Oh, 30 minutes. Let's go. Let us go. Weather conditions cloudy. Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge Radillon. Right, let's go. Let's go. Oh, we are here for it. And I'm here for it. And you are here for it. Let's go. A couple of minutes away from a cheeky sprint quali, 1 minute and 16 seconds. Says the internationally syndicated Sky F1 broadcast. Let's go. Cameron CC members, join the link. Get into the Discord. Get yourself priority in the chat each and every single time. Moon says, I think because F1 tries to distinguish itself as a more elevated sport, leave the betting to us. Me, but I hate that. I hate that. It's not. I don't know. Oh, look at this thing behind my nose. Your boy's got a rash and it looks horrible. I'll sort it. I'll sort it in the end. Testament to my busy life. But yeah, I don't like the way that F1 gatekeeps itself from other non-F1 muggles. It's outrageous. I don't know. 10 quid on Max. Tim, I'm not saying anything. I need to have a look at what it was in I don't know. Here we go, Clive. Here we go. 10 quid on Max. 5 to 1. Oh, that's really upsetting me seeing that. Forgive me for all of my nonsense. I don't know what that is. I think, you know, when you wear a sleep mask and then you sweat and the sweat just... I think that's what's going on there. But I'll sort it out in the end. I apologise for looking like a gremlin. I am a gremlin, apparently. Monster's great. Well, live, you're a legend. Without Spa, Silverstone, Suzuka, Monza, it isn't a true world championship. They're iconic tracks for 1 second. The 3 S's are real drivers' tracks. Monza, I think you could take away Monza, you know, Andash. I think Monza is nominal value only. Wow, Swiss Tony. Do you see how oxymoronic and contradictory that sentence is? Contradiction in terms. I'm sadly, says Swiss Tony, starting to think that Sir Lewis is the best of the rest. Oh, the humanity. There's a clip that I'll play for you later on in the 8 p.m. show, Friday's show, where we go long as always. And in that, Rob Smedley, one-time race engineer Felipe Massa, and Scuderia. I am a Gremlin Victor. Look at it. Look at me. Gremlins was wicked. Me. Gremlins wasn't a bad movie, was it, Luke? Oh, the humanity. I'm not going to watch the race. Be driving to Denmark on vacation. John, you're a legend. Well, then, yeah, enjoy, mate. Sometimes you got to get some in real life in and have yourself a proper holiday. Well, here we go. Unrealistic, but hope Max pulls it off. But I mean, Suzuka was unrealistic, eh? So you just can't cut him out, right? Suzuka was unrealistic, as was Saudi Arabia Corniche, as was the British Grand Prix last time out. There's one other one that I'm forgetting. Like, don't think I'd say it, but go Lewis. Let's go Used. I mean, anyone, right? Anybody. It'd be good if Ferrari were quick all of a sudden. They found Harmony in the Red Bull garage. Nice. And with Harmony comes lap time. An advantage. Stability, even. That's what we're talking about here. But Rob Smedley. What are you talking about, Cam? Rob Smedley, one-time race engineer at Scuderia Ferrari, said words to this effect: that Lewis has been getting mollywopped by Charles Leclerc. But if you look at the specifics over qualifying, it was. You remember once upon a time I kept saying it, 0.2, 0.3. You could take it to the bank that in qualifying, the gap between Charles and Lewis would always be 0.2, 0.3. You could just bank it, take it as read. Now, though, it's like 0.1 of late. You can see the gap's been doing one of these, as you would expect, now that Lewis Hamilton is starting to play his way into the crease. Interesting that Max overtaking on the pits. Fat pass checker is iconic. He's not got time for that. His ego fishing trip, Daniel. Let's go. We've won our first race here in Jordan. Great memories of Spa. It's not a bad race, is it? It's not a bad track. If you're here, you already know the time. If you like the stream, per Jomo, the legendary moderator that he is, then like the stream. You know what I mean? How many likes have we got? I'm going to keep track of this now because sometimes it's not good enough. Bum, 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 bum. $340 if you're watching concurrently. I'm grateful. I did for night and each and every single one of you. Don't forget to click the like if you like the stream. Don't forget to hit join and become a member. I appreciate all. I mean, this is a community. It's a fan channel. Look at your boy Cameron. What are we doing here? Proper gremlin settings. Mama Cameron, if she could see me now doing all this. Be finished. She would disown me. Am I glitchy? Why do I look glitchy? Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can see it burn. Did you hear Martin Brundle just say gremlin? That's enough now. I've had enough. That's proof positive that they're listening to us. Martin Brundle just said gremlin. Getting rid of the gremlins out the car. I'm not having that. Plagiarism. Definitively beyond reasonable doubt. Spy's a great track. The elevation is unreal. TV doesn't do it. Yeah, I've heard it's chaos. In Canada, we say take off, eh? Take off, eh? Agile tops your timing sheets. Remember, for the avoidance of doubt, sprint qualifying SQ1, SQ2 and SQ3. Only the top 15 will get through to SQ2. And similarly for SQ3, only the top 10. They're currently in the drop zone, not having set a time. Juan Franco Colapinto, Maximilian Verstappen, Stroll, Alonso and Tsunoda-san. Antonelli. Kimi, no. No, stay on track, sir. No yellow flag, though. Not just yet. Did Palmer say techie? Did he mean it in the same way that we say techie lazy? Please. Oh, no. Big brother is watching mood. But Palmer stole something else as well, to be fair. And again, maybe it's just coincidental. I know. Luke. They're George Russell for quickest on a 42.6. Gremlins. How very dare he. Science goes up into fourth. Don't hate it. 142.7. Oh, for fud's sake. Lewis needs to go again. 10th already. Not good enough. Kimi Antonelli was on it. He's a Charles Leclerc driver, isn't he? Win it or bit. So what he's done there, Kimi, you need to make a decision, chap. You can't turn in and then not turn in. He's second guessed himself. This is where Max is really good, right? He just makes the decision and he spots it. Spots his turning and braking points nicely. 141.8 from Oscar Piastri, 2/10 down the road. Is it 2/10? It's 3/10. I stand corrected, excuse me, quicker than his teammate Lando Norris. He's dialed that. Looking at 2/10 alone in sector 2. Oh my gosh, here he is. Oh no, George Russell says, I've lost a lot of time because Kimi went off. What's he doing? What is he doing? Maximilian Verstappen on a hot one here. Let's have a look. 30.9. Max Verstappen goes quickest in sector 1. But he loses 2.5 tenths in sector 2 to Oscar. Fudge. 2.5 tenths. So more than likely, if Max continues at this rate, he's going to slot in somewhere between Oscar and Lando. Maybe a high one. Maybe a high 41. He's going purple. Is he going purple? 41s. Oh yeah, high 41s. I said 42s. Low 42. 42. Oh, 2.5 tenths. Fuck. 3 tenths, chat. No, I think this might be. You never in your life want to bet against Max Verstappen. Not unless you want to lose money. But I mean, Oscar's a bit dialed in around here, isn't he? Flipping Nora. No, he's done well as Max Daniel here. 0 downforce on the car. Look at that. But then Oscar Piastri's quickest through the speed trap on a 380. What is going on? Is this Lando? Is this Oscar's ability to just do as did Max Lewis in trouble. McLaren sandwich, I know. Who's better? Who's the better driver? Haley or Danica? Fudge cake. Oscar's quick, chat. Is that sector 2? Let's dissect for it. Is that sector 2A? Nobody can get... Look at that. 43.5 from Oscar. Nobody can get within 2/10 of that. Look at that. The next quickest is Lando, but he's 2/10 down the road. Oh my gosh. No. No, lazy. This is the Oscar show. It's his world around Spa, and we just live it. The symbiosis of Oscar and that McLaren. I heard Oscar talking about, oh, it's not upgrades. So just put these things on the car so that they can, that Lando can drive it. So, I don't need those. Do you know what I mean? They're not upgrades. They've just put stabilizers on Lando's car. So go on then. Lucy's going to have to go again. In your drop zones, you have Lewis, Gasly in 17th, Colapinto, Antonelli and Behrman. I'm disappointed, Mohammed, because I think he's going to run away with the championship now. That's the disappointment. I don't mind him being quick, obviously. Like, he's rapid, but I would like, at least Lando to, like, challenge him. Or Max preferably, because, again, they're singing from the same hymn sheet as far as the level at which they're operating as F1 peddlers. But it's a difference, Mohammed. In extents and not kinds. That is a lot. That's a lot, chap. That's a lot. When Max can't even get within 2/10 of you, then let's get your stuff in order. I know. T-minus 45 seconds left on the docket. Okay, so all right. So Lewis is going now. Finishes his out lap. Let's have a look. All eyes. Purple mini sector from Sir Lewis, sector 1. Let's go. Glad the beard is fat. Stephen, you're a legend. I want my guy Max to get a wheel under him. Let's go, lazy. Here's hoping, mate. Here's a big. But Lewis is going yellow. Flipping Nora early. It feels like he's made a mistake. So the pick to click for Lewis, 30.0. Is he going to go quicker? 30.0. All eyes on sector 1 of Lewis. Oh my God, he's gone slower. Fudge cake. He's going to have to dig something out. Here is Lewis. 44.6. Oh my gosh, Lewis is looking to be out. This purple, yellow, purple. Don't count out Norris. Maybe Neil. I shouldn't. He's quick enough, but I mean, normally when he goes well, he's going well at the start, and then Oscar closes the gap. All eyes on Lewis. The pick to click 44.6. So we'll need to go 44.2 if he's got a chance. Oh my gosh, yellows. It looks like Lewis has backed off. 44.2. There you go. Don't hate that. 30 point. So it's going to be tight. This is looking to like slot in just behind Carlos Sainz here. Go on then, Lewis. Lewis is looking on 42.8. Oh no, yellow flag. That might destroy Lewis Hamilton's lap. Where's it going to slot in, Lewis? Currently in 17th. Oh. He was going green. Microsectors. Oh, it is Lewis. Lewis is done. Oh, the humanity. He was onto it. He left himself a lot to do, right? But he was onto it in sector 3. Fudge. P17. Where's Charles? A whole 7/10 down the road. Fudge cake. So go on. That's it. Gonzo, Dunzo. Albon. P16. Gone. Hulkenberg. Gone. P17. Lewis Hamilton. Sir Lewis Hamilton. Sir Lewis, Carl Davidson, Hamilton out in P18. Colapinto done. So too Antonelli. Oh, the humanity. Money says Lando does not beat OJP rest of the season. John, that's some call. That is some call, sir. I think he'll have his moments, John. I think he will have his moments, but more often than not, I don't disagree, John. Especially when he's in this form, around these type of high-speed circuits. You will lose that money, unfortunately, says Easy G. Oof. I mean, but don't grice his razor, John Perry, though. You understand the sentiment, Easy G. Not every single time, but 9 times out of 10. Lest we forget, Lando was dominant in qualifying in 2024 versus Oscar Piastri. As far as I recall, 20-3 is how much Lando Norris beat Oscar Piastri last time round in quali. That's chaos. Lando will dominate Oscar at a few oncoming tracks. Maybe. Fix your fudging cars. I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna have to. Oh my gosh, Ron! New document incoming from Sir Lewis. I think it's twitchy. That's not good, chat. That's not good from Sir Lewis there, to be fair. That's not good. 423 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour, if you like the stream, then like the stream. Make no apologies for saying ad infinitum in perpetuity. I'm grateful to each and every single one of you that turn up to these things, these bits and bobs, building a community within which we can have open and honest conversations, disagree in a way that's respectful. Son's footballification. Rob must just withdraw. And that's what's going to happen, Sherwin. That's why Lewis is getting all of his documents, his appendix A, B and C's out stupid Brambos, potentially. Looks like it lazy. That was the car. I don't disagree. It did look like it. I think the car's techie to drive. It is a struggle. TWM says, after all that talk, I'm speaking to everyone to the I know. Well, that's under the umbrella heading, of course, of 2026, is it not? Oh no, Stephen, it's not great, is it? Cameron, it wasn't driver error. The rears locked and spun him off. Watch the replay. I'll have a look, Andash. I'll have a look. The rears locked. That's weird. Yeah, he could do with motors. He could do with getting a race here. I'll have a look. John agrees. The car had an issue, to be fair. There we go. Friday afternoon settings. I know, Eric. We are checking. You must always leave a space. Always. Fernando Plan Alonso, leave a space. Something went off in the car by the looks. I'll have a look. It was an error with the gearbox. Split my 2 drivers, Lewis and Max, not winning this season. Imagine, SO. No more Horner after 25 years of watching F1 Cameron's channel. The only thing keeping me motivated. You're a legend, SO. That means much. Need Oscar and Lando to give us a season. Well, I think you need Lando to give us a season, SO. Oscar, the worry for me is that Oscar just runs away with it. Not Lucy's fault. The back went up. Let's have a look, Daniel. Sky, true to form, the internationally syndicated broadcaster to whom I pay 90 great British pounds sterling every single month. They've gone on a break, so I haven't got a chance to see what happened. Get Anthony Davidson. He didn't. Antonelli second guessed his entry into Stablo, didn't he? You know, he was like, oh no, it was a minor correction, But I mean, you want to try and straight line these turns as far as possible, right? And the second that you've done that, you've disadvantaged yourself. Being a bit greedy on the exit. Trying to straight line too much, Lewis, a little bit. Oh, yeah. Davidson confirms something going on there in the downshift phase of the straight into corner entry. Interesting. Not Lewis's fault. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. It's hard to say. This is why correlation and causation, you can't always link them right. How many times has something similar happened to Lewis? Sector 3, Canada last year, British Grand Prix last time out. Like, it's always like in qualifying, Sector 3's as far as Lewis doing a quick lap, it's always Sector 3 is always fait accompli. However, in this instance, you guys are right. It had nothing to do with this. That was a car issue. What is wrong with his car? Everything, see? Le petit professeur is quick. Sabotage, says Rod. Sabotage. Got to try and fix the car, right? Is what they need to do. Methinks. Right. Next session, 10 minutes. The sabotage. Oh my gosh, Kenny. Crowd is a fat fire. SF25 is expensive trash, but don't disagree, mate. Oh dear, Lewis Hamilton gone alongside a couple of others, eh? Gasly 3, Behrman, Albon out, Hulkenberg out, Hamilton out. At the altar of the multitudinous foibles. The SF25, what are we doing there? Colapinto gone, Antonelli gone, that's not good. Antonelli gone again. Not been good. As soon as we got to Europe, the pressures of strains of Formula One seem to have permeated the seemingly very thin membrane of one Kimi Antonelli. He was God tier in Q1. In Q2, he's done one of these. It's almost as if Toto, the boy who cried wolf, now needs more than ever to get on the speed dial to one Maximilian Verstappen. Max Verstappen on the back of yet another underperformance by rookie Kimi Antonelli, overcooking it yet again. Max Verstappen, you have 99 missed calls from Toto Wolff. Something's happened. He said a lot's gotten to him, right? It's been a lot. 12 race weekends in 17 weekends. 12 in 70. That's chaos. Laughing on the outside, crying on the inside. More like George would be humble. I mean, if it were Max in the car alongside him, then how could you bet against? We don't bet against Max Verstappen, not these days. Too savvy. too discerning of I. Lewis needs to be careful how he speaks about the team in public too. I don't disagree with that, Lazy. It doesn't make sense, he said. The way they work, it doesn't make sense. That's not going to curry any favour. That's what there is. And that's it today. Come on, Q2. I know they're taking long, aren't they, a little bit? I want Max at Aston. I don't know, SO. I don't know if that's the plan. Sack Kimi off Portman. Can you imagine? Max and George. Oh, 1989 all over again. It would be chaos. I wanted to see the drop kick. You might still see it. You know, at this rate, if they keep offering George a 1+1, a 1-year deal with an option to extend for a further year only, given his performance season to date, it might be George that drop kicks Toto in the chest out of pure disrespect. The 0.3 from Max will put MB on pole. Well, what are we doing here? Well, Merc would implode, self-destruct. With George and Max in the same team. Ferrari is deeply corrupt, always lazy. Flawed and corrupt. Go on then, Spot. Do you want to take, do you want to have a tea break between SQ1 and SQ2 whilst you're there? Taking so bloody long. What are we doing? Bring out the dancers to keep. Where's the half-time show here? At this rate. Max plus Murky, because God, I don't hate it, Derek. Call them out and you might be ostracised. Cameron CC, members link. You're a legend, Joe, mate. If you want to become a member, you know what to do. Vámonos, says Ron Real. Ay, Dios mío. De pinga, serie. No lo puedo ni siquiera aguantar. Es demasiado tarde ya para mí. It's very, very long. I'm not taking anything away from Oscar. It's just not logical to me for him to be better right now. I mean, AG Silla says, well, I'm saying that they're taking long in Cuban Spanish. Spanish is always better to curse as a language. Sometimes I just revert to my my Cuban roots. Roots? So you only spent a year there. Come on, what are you talking about? Can we say Lewis is cut? Not on the evidence of that. You know, I can be critical of Lewis because I've seen him at his best. So all the criticism is said out of love. By contrast, not on that evidence. That was the car. I mean, he was going to struggle anyway. Don't get it twisted. Maybe he would have made. Maybe that saved his bacon. Maybe he would have made it through anyway. Although Sector 3 looked like he was on course to go close. I mean, Lewis locking the rears must be water. McLaren going to be P1, P2 at least by 6 tenths. I don't know if both. I think Max might go close to P2 here. Sad for Lewis. Or maybe P1. I mean, he doesn't. It's hard to beat. Oscar just looks imperious at the moment. It's chaos. He looks really, really good. And what's scary is that he doesn't normally look this good, eh? That's the issue. Not this good this early. That's the problem. I'm sad for Lewis. He's a great F1 talent. Is or was? Non-rhetorical question. Is probably, but got to spot something right. Lewis isn't turning. He was just starting to turn in lazy, but still not turning enough to trigger that aggressive a spin out. Combined entry. Car shouldn't just spin out like that. That's like a Carlos Sainz level incident, but combined exit, right? When he's jumped on the throttle too quickly or something. I don't think this. Italians have a degree in blasphemy. Let's go. with this year's Mercedes, Lewis would be in the mix. The irony. Oh, the humanity, John. Can you imagine? That is, Max Glazers are going to be in a shambles next year. Latifi settings. It should be in a shambles this year's Sparry. Max Verstappen Glazers. I mean, he's been all right when he's ready. Go on, let's have a look. Oscar Piastri's on one. He's quicker everywhere, isn't he, this Oscar chap? Look at this. What's your sector to? How much it gaps Lando to? Go on then, Lando 43.6 through sector 2. Watch this. Oscar's going to be about 43.2. Half a second down the road. Or not. Only 1/10. Come off the hour, come off the Lando Norris 1.0 easy G. Your boy's in there with a shout. But still, he's lost 2/10 in sector. He's 3/10 cumulatively. So he's 3/10 down the road, is Oscar. So he didn't gap him 42.1. Oscar's going to be like a 41.9, maybe a 41.8. Look at him, he's just nailing it. 41.8s incoming. 41.7s. Oh, the humanity. Oh, no. Is that Oscar Piastri? Is that Ayrton Senna around here? Wow. Wow. 4/10, that's 5/10. Oh my, they deleted a time, haven't they? Look at that. They deleted a time, chat. Track infringement. Huh. I mean, flipping Norris showing. We can probably call OJ the sector 2 demon. I mean, wasn't it? Yeah, lap time deleted, track limits. 4 minutes left. Ayrton settings in that's chaos. But they took the F1 gods giveth and they take it away. Oscar, sorry Maxaholics, but the night is young. Oh, the humanity. What are we doing here? 405 if you're watching Coca-Cola. Do me a favour, smash a like. OG Zilla, bad call on Ferrari to bring you 100,000 million% OG Zilla. Very bad call from Ferrari to bring new parts on a weekend with only one proper practice session. I think if I'm going to defend them, you make the pertinent point though, OG Zilla. If I'm going to defend them though, ever so slightly. Just looking at the tracking video from Oscar. The problem is though, OG Zilla, you kind of got to win it or bin it at this stage, speaking as far as their design philosophy. Like, what do you... What do you... Got to bring upgrade now. Otherwise, just sack it off and start thinking about 2026. So it's almost like their hand has been forced. They can't wait any longer. Here we go. Here we go. Is that a Maximilian Verstappen? Hang on. First 29 sector 1 from Max. 2/10 up on Oscar. Is this sector 2 though, chat? Pick to click is 43.5 from Oscar. I didn't get the time. How close can Max stay? He's learned, hasn't he? He's going hard. He's Max is pressing. Go on then. The pick to click 43.5. The quickest sector 2 from Oscar Piastri. Session to date 43.6. 1.5 So look at that. He's level with Oscar going into sector 3. Lies. He's gonna be quickest. I'm comparing to a lap that got deleted. Max Verstappen about to go quickest round there. You don't vote against Max Verstappen, do you? 0.2 up and then he's flat. He's gonna go quickest. He's gonna go high 41s here, Max Verstappen. How do you like them apples? What were we saying, chap? Maxaholics. Lazy. The night is young. Have some of that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Go on then, over to you, Oscar. What do you got, sir? Nothing. You'll do nothing, Oscar. Oscar going round. He's just done a 30.0. Go on then, come off the hour, come off the man, Oscar. Show us that you're a champion, sir. Extract out of yourself the best at the times when you need it most, and he's not doing it. Look at this, 30.0. He doesn't need to though, to be fair. He's 3 already. In the drop zone though, in SQ2 are Pierre Gasly in 15th, Ollie Behrman in 14th, Ocon, Bortoletto and Snodderson. Charles Leclerc flying. Let's have a gander. He's flying. 41.7. That's quick from Charles. Only 2/10 adrift of Max. There is speed in that car. So Noda-san goes up to 5th. But the lap time clearly incorrect. 2 minutes 23. What's going on? Right, currently with 53 seconds left on the docket, SQ2. Maximilian Verstappen has the whip hand 2/10 down the road from Charles Leclerc, who in turn, look at them. What is going? So McLaren don't need to do anything. He's fine. Don't F with his name. Flipping Nora. He had a lot of traffic and still 41.5. Oh, the humanities. This chap about to drop it on Paul. The problem is, chat, we went through the stats already, didn't we? We've gone through already. For the avoidance of doubt, we'll do it again. For those of you who weren't in attendance, let's all talk about it. This is important. The stats are as follows. The past 5 times when there's been a Q3 around this track, Max Verstappen has polled every single last one of them. We'll go through because this is important. If past this prologue, because F1 history doesn't repeat, but sometimes it does rhyme. Here's what you need to know. This is why you're seeing Max go close. I still think it's going to get techie in SQ3. We'll get techie, squeaky bum time, but evidence for the judge and jury. Here's what you need to know. In 2021, Max in Q3 P1. 22, Max P1. In 2023, sprint qualifying, Max P1. In 2023, P1 Grand Prix proper. In 2024, Max pulled it again. Esteban Ocon rounding third base. Tsunoda-san gets into P10. Let's go. Don't hate that. Oh no, Bortoletto goes up to 4th and pushes Tsunoda-san down to 11th. What about Lando though? Who else is going round? Is Gasly going to push Lando down? But Lando's still going round. He's just gone purple set to 2. Don't hate that. Gasly 5th. Lando Norris needs to go quick here. We can't afford it. He's going to go quick. He'll make it. Oh my gosh. Rate of track evolution, any bloody Nora. Lando needs this. He can't afford to make no mistakes. Lando goes top. Look at that. 141.4 track evolution settings. And nevertheless, still 2/10 quicker. Oscar Piastri right on the bubble. Look at this. Is anybody else going around? Oh yeah, George Russell's gone. Nobody else is going around. Oscar Piastri very lucky. Bloody Nora. Tracker. Brundle just said. Brundle's listening to us, isn't he, chat? As soon as I say track evolution, he says track evolution. If I say Doug, he'll say Doug in a minute. I say gremlin, he'll start talking about gremlins. What's going on with this? I take exception. I disagree vehemently. Oscar Piastri very lucky there, eh? Look at that. Bloody Nora, very nearly at the auto track infringement. Very nearly got himself into a bit of stick. Per Floyd Mayweather, you make any mistake and you have to pay. Make any mistake, Victor Ortiz, and you have to pay. Bro, I thought McLaren's were gone for a second. I think they are still gone, but they butchered that session, didn't they? They're quick-est, but they flopped it all around the show. They butchered it. Luckily, priority 2026 Toto is clear. Oof. All right. How do you like yourself some F1? Grab your popcorn, chat. Tuck in. It's going to get techier than techie things into SQ3. Telling you. Say, oh, the humanity. If he says, oh, the humanity. Luke, that would be too far away. I know Liam barely misses, bless him. Tsunoda-san, Lawson, George Russell, that's the big scalp. Alonso and Stroll out in SQ2. Sky becomes spine uncat. Can you imagine, John? Let's not have this. Gremlins. Evolution. Behave yourself. Or maybe that's just the pick to click. That was the call to call. Now the fun begins, says Brett. Oh, the humanity. Geo Scholar doing a great job. Cameron, thank you. No, thank you. Geo Scholar, thank you to each and every single one of you. Join me and indulge me in my B-spec F1 musings and monologues. Now for real, yeah. Come after hour, come after man. I'm keen to see. So go on then. It's Oscar, chat. That's my worry. It's Oscar. It's not Lando. Easy G. Go on then. You let me know in the poll's still up, isn't it? Is there a poll up? There might not be one because this is a new stream. $430 if you're watching. Can only do me a favour and smash the like. I'm grateful, chat. Genuinely. Go on and you guys let me know. I'm quite proud of myself for reading out some stats earlier that I very quickly identified as being incorrect. I mean, that goes to the length and breadth of PhD level knowledge from Cameron CC there. Charles Leclerc on pole 2024 Spa. No. I remember that lap like the back of my hand. No, you're a legend, League. No, Charles Leclerc did that lap from Max in 2024 Belgium Grand Prix. Like it put hairs on my chest. It was just something different. It looked and felt so, especially P1. If you want to say, forget like Scary Movie, the rerun, the 10,000 gazillionth one of it. If you want to get scared by some F1, go and watch Max and the way he took P1. You shouldn't be able to take that much speed through there in the bloody wet. You know what I mean? Where is Charles in the pole? He's not in there. I don't believe it's Sherwin. I hope he makes a mug of me and calls me out, but I don't think Charles got a chance really. When they all turn their engines up to 12, I think he'll be lost. The car's quick. It is quick, but I don't know. Fourth at best from Shaw. John, you guys like to get a bit gassed up with Shaw. I don't trust it. He's fast, he's quick. And he's quick around here, but nah. That's probably putting out 800 laps in the sim. 100%, Jackie. I know you're embellishing and exaggerating, but I think you might be onto something. He's the type of guy. Do you know what I mean? Max be the type of guy. There was a thing in the UFC where they kept on saying Max Holloway or Tony Ferguson is the type of guy. And I think Max is the type of guy to wake up out of bed at night to use the toilet and stop off in the sim and put in like 100,000 gazillion laps at the Nordschleife. Do you know what I mean? Max is the type of guy. So instead of saying what I'm going to wash my hair as an excuse for having a date, he'll say, I need to get the sim time in. Max be the type of guy. Let me know in the chat. We're going to have to do this. Max is the type of guy too. Let me know what you've got in the chat because we can have some fun with that. You think Leclerc's a big chat? Go on then, hide. I'll. You guys know more than me. Max is the type of guy too. George Russell walks back. He's not feeling too happy. This is why Max Verstappen, you have 99 calls from Toto Wolff. What's Shaw done for you lately? True, John. I don't know. I don't know. Nothing. It's half the point. Spinning off in FP1. Max, destroyer of teammates, stealer of wives and children. Brilliant. Ironborn. Max is the type of guy to hit the F1 museum on a day out with kids just so he can couch. Just so he could try at the sim. I love that a lot. That's a good one, to be fair. George knocked out says the car is bad, maybe from gravel damage. Fair. Max is the type of guy to. Max is the type of guy who is not going to win a championship until at least 2027. Techie Arcus behaves. So Max is there's some good. Max is the type of guy to. Max is the type of guy to have 63 missed calls from Toto, the boy who cried wolf after Spa-Francorchamps sharp sprint race. Sprint quali even. Nearly stuck to this man, Cameron. Nearly. Max Verstappen's mum, Sophie, in attendance. Brilliant racer, but for misogynoir, or misogyny even, could have been an F1 driver herself, eh? My son loves looking. Everybody loves Charles apart from me. I don't even hate Charles, is the point. I just want the best for him. Do you know what I mean? Like a naughty child. He's got to be chastised for his multitudinous mistakes, errors of the unforced variety. Because he's so good. He's like a. I tell you what Charles is to me. An incident of rate. Charles is like the gifted child in the class that talks too much to his naughty friends. Like he just needs some hand holding and guidance. He has everything. All the tools are there. In his report card since we're mid season, he'll be like, yeah, if Charles has all of the tools and he's a very clever child, but he just likes to seize defeat from the jaws of victory. Do you know what I mean? He messes around too much with the silly kids. Talks too much in class. Max the type of guy to make Max Glazer-matic. Okay. Max the type of guy to make Cam Glazer-matic. I don't hate it, Joe. It's going to be a thing that Max the type of guy to the real matrix of Max's Rawsby. I'm going to get some merch out soon. I promise you, Isa, that speaks exactly to that. Only when he bottles. I don't think if fair play, if Lando nails this Grand Prix, if he takes 25 points away from him, then he's a better driver than I thought him to be. Colour me stupid, John. Child the type of guy that was silver spooned, yeah. I'll see that and raise you this used. Charles is the type of guy to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with a silver spoon. Silver spoon, did you see me? An incident of the race. It's catching. That was definitely me in school. I know, Crackosaurus and me. The second one down, not the first one. GGS, I missed it, Easy G. The Ferrari being the naughty friends. Very good, Ramon. Graciano, very, very good. Going to be a thing. Matt's the type of guy to dodge the item boxes in Mario Kart. This is a good shout. Max the type of guy. I need to formulate this one. There's a brilliant one in there somewhere. I want to love Charles, but as soon as he's going to display a god tier performance, he often bottle. He's a bottler, probably not. Is that I see where you're going. I don't want to Grice's raise you, OG Zillion. You're far too kind, but I see where you're going with it. A bottle probably isn't the term that I would use. He just everything that Charles does is like. It's almost like I'm waiting from it. Like, as an example, when I saw Lewis in the barrier, despite the obvious evidence that it's Lewis, the colour of the helmet, I just see the red car in the bloody barrier or off. And I just presume at this juncture that it's Charles. Charles, the type of guy who gaslights you when he cheats with your best friend. Let's go. Let's go. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Yeah, be mad at me because Max wouldn't let Charles win. Kind of like Lando. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, who bottles more, Charles or Lando? Bottle? I don't know. OG's a love. No, proper love. Norris is trying to win a race. His mother is Belgian, 100%. That would make his mum very happy. His mum breathed a sigh of relief when Lando made it through to SQ2. Eh? He's crashing now, don't he? Yeah, true, Easy G. Lewis, true. F1 is Spa and... Hey, look at that. I didn't even realise that we're into SQ3. Nothing's happened, eh? Everyone's going to go like... So what's happened, yeah? SQ2's shown everybody that track evolution is a thing. T-minus 6 minutes into the end of SQ3. Everybody's going to go last minute because nobody wants to be left holding the track evolution, baby. This channel is definitely not an anti-Charles echo chamber behaviour. So... Good sarcasm, Neil. I get you. I hear you. Max Catstappen. I don't get it, Mood. What's wrong with me? Don't get it. Matt's the type, because he likes cats. Matt's the type of guy to beat a track record and ask if he can carry on trying. That is so good. That is so good, Ida. That's really good. Is it? It must be Heidi. What am I on about? Sorry, Heidi. My phonetics evades me. Look at Gabriel Bortoletto's family wearing the Senna cap. That's quite Brazilian. Wearing the Nacional Senna cap. I like that. Confirmation bias is an itch, says John Cammy. I don't disagree. Max is the type of guy that lets Norris feel good about himself going into SQ. Let's go, Junker. Let's go, John Ferry. I love it. Heidi. Let's go, Heidi. I got it. I got it in the end, Heidi. You'll forgive me for my sins of the phonetic variety. All right. Come on then. There is a reason Charles has the nickname. I know it's harsh, isn't it? It's a bit harsh. T-minus 4 minutes. Go on then. Tyre warmers off. Come off the man, come off the air. Remember when Charles had a proper car in the beginning of 2022? So give him a proper car and then we'll see. I don't hate it, Sherwin. He was good. He was good. Austria was brilliant. When he's got a car, he was good. But ultimately, Max, they did the DOS chicken and then Max came to steal his lunch money the very next race. Eh? But no, he was good. He looked really, really good. But then wasn't that Paul Ricard year when he yeeted it into the barrier? I am stupid. Did all the hard stuff early, kept Max behind him only to yeet it into the barrier. I don't know. Nah, lazy. It's only sprint. Yeah, sprint quali. Sprint race tomorrow and then qualifying in the afternoon tomorrow. Proper. Qualifying tomorrow is going to be chaos. Yeah, I hope for the best. Right after we all echo that he's a bottler, even Cam doesn't go that far. Yeah, I don't know. But bottler to me. ESPN has gone to commercial. Let's go, CJ. Brilliant stuff. That's nasty work, that. Apple TV need to get their bids in, eh? The TV rights globally, North America in particular. Lando Norris on a hot one. Let's go. Is this an outlap from Lando? Why is he pushing so hard? Why is he going so hard on the outlap? Interesting. Don't take too much out of your tyres, Lando. This is tyre egg. Do you know what I mean? This is Spa and it is Blanchimont and Pouan. You gotta go a bit careful. That's the type of guy to be a 4-time. Some say seem to be 5-time. Let's go, John. Let's go, Mr. Perry. I like that a lot. I do like that a lot. Go on then. Come off the hour. Come off the man. McLaren don't have tyre data down at all, do they? Go on then. On a cheeky mistake there from Lando. That wasn't perfect. Still going quicker. Max is the type of guy who laps everyone and then says it was a close bar. Let's go, Anchor. Let's go. Go on then. Go on then. Carlos Sainz dialing the car in. Why is he going so fast in sector 3? You needed to back off, Carlos. Bloody normal. What are you doing? All right. Oh my God. 29. Lando does a 30.1. Max Verstappen says, I'll see you there and I'll raise you. This 29.869. What's Oscar got? Slower than Maximilian Verstappen to the tune of a 10th. Max Verstappen has the whip hand, ladies and gentlemen, but look at Lando through sector 2. Going crazy, crazy quick. 43.0. Lando through sector 2. Let's see what Maximilian Verstappen's got, but he's already 2/10 up on Lando's time. So he just needs to stay about 43.2 to stay in the runnings, from Max. 43.2, 43.2. So go on, levels between Lando and Max going into sector 3. Ben Cahill, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for gifting memberships. Oh, it's neck and neck between... What's this? Ocon sector 1. Purple. That's against the script. Lando and Norris goes 41.1. Max Verstappen's going to go close here. I think Max might dip into the 40 point somethings. There we go, 40.9. Over to you, Oscar Piastri. Go on then, let's have a gander. 29 point... He goes 29.9. Oh my gosh, Oscar Piastri. There you go. I just realised 4/10 for crying out loud. That is bonkers, chat. That is absolutely insane. Just call it a half a second, Holy smoke. 29.748. No, Ocon's a second adrift. It's the sector 2 that he just take. Oscar P. Astry, chat. That is absolutely insane, John. He's the sector 2. Just can't keep with him, right? And sector 3, 2. No. So if he's sector 1 and sector 3 by themselves, they're level pegging. Max Verstappen is a 10th up in sector 1. He's a 10th down in sector 3. But the sector 2, look at that. The half a second by itself comes from sector 2. Holy shoot. Half a second in sector 1 alone. That 0.5 comes entirely from sector 1. John Perry, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. Far too generous as always. How? Half a second. I'm confused now, chat. I'm confused. McLaren off to the moon settings, rocket ship settings. The show is over, gents. But look at it. Max is the meat in a McLaren sandwich. Holy smokes. What have we just seen, chat? I feel like this is a big inflection point in the championship. Look at Mark. Mark's like, even Mark's like, bloody hell, I knew he's quick, but I didn't know he's that quick. Oscar Jack Piastri, the type to say to Max Verstappen, fourth champion, the type to say to him, I will see your 40.987 and I will raise you a 40.5. There are levels to this game, General G. Holy shoot. I'm jumping over to the Discord, lazy. I feel like we should just do a review here on the Discord. By the way, if you're a brand new member, get over to the Discord, go into the community tab. There is a link on the Discord. What? Half a second, chat. Half a second. Not over the course of a lap in sector 2 by itself. What are we doing here? I don't know the answer to that question. Yeah, Ben and John, you're different caliber. And I appreciate you adding for item. And Breathe chat. 517 if you're watching concurrently. Do me a favour. That's the type of guy to split a papaya. Let's go. Be the meat in a papaya coloured sandwich. AJP's not having it from Blando at all. Do the thumb thing if you hadn't already, John. Go on then, chat. I'm going to go and just look at myself in the mirror now. 0.5 in sector 2 alone. And you know what it is? I tell you what makes you know that it's not just the machine, because he's 0.3 up in sector 2 on Lando as well. I know Haas were going well. For a second there, I thought Ocon might actually put it on pole. He was going well. He was purple, wasn't he? Purple sector 1 from Ocon. What? How? 5th. Go on then, your runners and riders for the sprint tomorrow morning. Piastri on a 40.5, half a second down the road from Max Verstappen. Norris, Leclerc, Ocon from Sainz, Behrman, Gasly and Hajar. But your main plot line is this, chat. Oscar Piastri 5/10 down the road from one Maximilian Verstappen in sector 2 by itself. It's P1 and it's techier than techie things. Look at Oscar Piastri, just looks like his Sunday drive. Do you know what I mean? That's bonkers. Chat, I don't know. I'm going to run. I will see you tomorrow. In fact, I'll see you tonight. 8 p.m. We'll go long. We'll dissect for that because I need to understand. It's one of those ones. Excuse me. That's one of those ones where you're rendered silent. How did he put 0.5 on Max in sector 2? How? I need to see the onboard. I have to see it. Cam, it's hard when your body does not blitz the field. When your boy does not blitz the field. Bit. But a lot of us go for it. Benzi, I don't hate it, mate. You've got it's not a bad lap. It's not and it's a even better sector 2 from Oscar Piastri. You guys have been legends, each and every single one. John Perry, absolutely goated. Mr. Cahill, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in, indulging my very nutty B-spec, unique brand of F1 non-sensory. Between now and next time, 8 p.m. a bit later today, where we dissect for this because it needs dissecting. Oscar Piastri will be pole for the sprint race tomorrow. Between now and then, the prosecution rests no further questions, Your Honour. Unbelievable. How's he done that?